In professional audio engineering, a dead room is a strictly controlled environment where the absolute baseline state is zero sound. Enforcing this baseline requires aggressive interventions. Engineers line walls with 3 layers of thick acoustic foam and install heavy, airtight doors. They also utilize floating floors, completely decoupling the room from the building's physical foundation. By stripping away every molecule of environmental chaos, the room provides a perfect vacuum. The primary engineering purpose of this space is to give the creator absolute, unquestioned control over their inputs. Picture a producer working entirely alone in this space at 2 a.m. The isolation is perfectly suited for mastering a final track. When the subwoofers engage, they deliver a slow, earth-shaking beat. These are heavy bass frequencies, the kind of massive, low-end sound waves you feel physically pressing against your chest before you fully hear them. In this silence, even a minor frequency adjustment feels like a massive physical intervention. The room magnifies every choice, creating a sense of absolute authority over the air itself. But the human brain relies on ambient background noise to orient itself in physical space. When deprived of all external reference, the mind struggles to process a world without feedback. The absolute silence doesn't just provide a clean slate, it creates a physical vacuum that violently demands to be filled. 15 seconds into playback, the track inexplicably cuts out. The subwoofers die, and the room returns immediately to a heavy, pressurized silence. The room enters a state of direct contradiction. While the ears report absolute silence, the eyes see something else entirely. This animated diagram shows the reality on the screen. On the left side, we see a flatlining audio wave. On the right, the digital interface meter is violently spiking into the red, indicating a massive, deafening output of sound that simply isn't there. The producer's body goes rigid. A hand reaches out to pause the software, but stops, hovering just above the keyboard, as the playhead moves across the timeline. The physical body in the chair is completely frozen, but the shadow cast against the gray foam on the wall is moving, swaying and nodding aggressively to a tempo not coming from the speakers. The shadow keeps its hands raised, its dark, elongated fingers stretching out to manipulate an invisible, mid-air soundboard. The creator is no longer the one determining the output. The interface is responding to a conductor who isn't standing at the desk. The producer tries to reassert command with a single whispered word: stop. The dead room does its job. The foam instantly swallows the acoustic energy of the voice. The shadow stops its dance. It lowers its hands and slowly turns its head, the 2-dimensional silhouette contorting unnaturally as it faces the desk directly. And then the sound arrives. The deafening bass track returns, but the audio is completely warped, pitch shifted down into a deep, guttural, vibrating roar. It isn't coming from the studio subwoofers. This distorted bassline is blasting directly out of the acoustic foam itself. The engineering of the space has been inverted. The exact material designed to absorb sound is now functioning as an inescapable emitter. The shadow loses its 2-dimensional flatness. It peels away from the texture of the foam, like a sheet of dark, viscous liquid, settling onto the carpeted floor as a solid, 3-dimensional void. The sensory attack evolves from sound into physical impact. The distorted bassline creates a crushing pressure in the small room, pulsing in perfect time with the entity's footfalls as it steps toward the desk. It ignores the cowering producer on the floor. It reaches out with a long, impossibly sharp finger directly for the room's infrastructure. The entity reaches the main power breaker on the wall and flips the switch. The monitors die instantly, and the room is plunged into absolute, suffocating blackness. In the dark, the last remaining sensory input is a heavy, rhythmic footstep, moving closer and closer. The design of the space is now complete. A perfectly engineered fortress, built to keep the chaos of the outside world at bay, has become an airtight cage, locking the creator in with the creation.